What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Sarlacc Digest, a podcast bringing you line talk and digesting Star Wars topics over 1,000 years. This is episode 112, being recorded on May 31st, 2021. Happy Memorial Day to everybody out there. And I'm your host, Darth Butcher, and joining me today is Scott Solo.
What's up, nerds?
We got Darth Dad 77.
Hi, guys.
So I didn't say Chris this time. I remembered your tag name.
I forget my tag name. Obviously. It says your name down there.
And Bootleg Joe's here with us.
Hi.
The other two are not with us. Ernie is, like I said, doing an extended breakaway a little bit, dealing with things. And Mike is being Mike.
He wasn't working this time, at least.
Again, he had ample time to get on this show. We all broke away from our barbecues to be on here. But Joey had just informed us he's on his second barbecue. So you know what, Mike?
Greedy.
Greedy.
I did not.
Cool. Before we get started and everything, last week, of course, we missed our episode. So we just kind of postponed it to today. So we're going to get caught up on the Bad Batch, of course, and we got some rumors to talk about and some other little tidbits of Star Wars. Not terribly too much as far as like bombshell news, but some stuff worth talking anyhow. But before we do that, Scott, can you give us a shout out of our Patreons?
Absolutely. Tonight, always, our patrons, Gavin Connor from the Holy Hour podcast. We've got Donald Sulsky, Rebels and Lions, who's Crystal Lamphere. We've got Brandon and his daughter Anya, of course.
Awesome.
AJ Herrera from the Forbidden Panel podcasts. And, then there's those other losers who actually take part in the show all the time. So.
Yeah, right.
So thank you all for joining us.
Thank you all. You're awesome.
We appreciate you.
And Brandon is in the chat with us, joining us on this Memorial Day. Like I said, it's going to be a quiet one as far as in the chat room because, again, everybody's spending time away from work.
Everybody's with Mike.
Everybody's with Mike. Mike's at everybody else's barbecues but ours. So I want to get caught up on some of the ridiculous rumors, or maybe not ridiculous. Maybe there's some validity to it,
I can't wait.
Yeah, I know. I know you guys heard about the J.J. Abrams comment, right? So I'm scrolling through things, right? And all I see is headlines, right? And when I see headlines like this, I just kind of like, if it's legit, more will come of it. If it's not, it'll just kind of fade away, like basically this rumor is, So the rumor or the headline was J.J. Abrams admits there should have been a plan for all three Star Wars films or something like that. Like
he said, J.J. Abrams admits that Star Wars sequels would have been better if Disney had a plan. That was the headline.
Right.
Yeah. That's not what the interview was about.
No, not at all.
At all. He never called out Disney at all. He was
talking in general, right?
In general. And I get that he was throwing things around, but it wasn't even to be a jerk about it. It was more like, hey, when you have a plan, like just for example, I think it was kind of Poe dying was kind of part of the example.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a plan. He's talking about a character becomes more important and ends up living through and changing his direction. You want to stick to the plan or you change it. Everybody has a plan, but you're changing it throughout. Anyway, whatever it was a throwaway couple of sentences. And man, the headlines, you would think this dude went after him and like completely changed direction and hated Disney and blamed them for everything.
Right.
And it's not what just occurred.
Right. Right, because again, I saw the headline and I just kind of kept scrolling, right, or whatever, and I'm like, again, if it's got weight to it, I'll hear about it from you guys, I'll hear about it from others, and then I would dive into it. But that stuff's been regurgitated for 4 or 5 years now. So
What's funny is I see some of these headlines you guys bring up, like 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, I wonder if I should put this in the chat, and then. Right before I'm about to do, I'm like, I don't want to get yelled at.
Oh no, dude, no. The first thing,
yell at you?
Well, the first thing I do when anybody puts anything chat is I click the thing and I read it, right? And sometimes
yell at TikToks.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I can't open the TikTok. It's like can't do it. I don't want to sign in. But it's like if it's the same stuff being regurgitated over and over and it's by the same people. Then it kind of loses a little bit like, oh, it's just more fluff. Like the other, there's some YouTube
crazy
channels.
I can't remember the exact headline, but I remember I saw it and it caught my eye, but then I saw it was by a certain webpage that you guys warned me about.
Right.
We got this covered.
Yeah.
So I didn't post it, right? I didn't throw it in there, but I remember seeing it. And then so I remember you guys talking about it. And sure enough, about maybe a couple days later, it's all over the place.
Right.
Like everyone's talking about it. So I'm like, where did this, like, this is the first time I'm hearing about this whole thing with J.J. Abrams. Like,
right.
Did he really say that stuff, or?
Well, again,
it was an interview. It was, but it wasn't about Star Wars. It was just in general. We could even pull it up if we needed to. Like, it's only a couple of sentences, real fast, but about basically having a plan. And it's always easier to have a plan, but things change. And
right,
it wasn't.
It wasn't what the
headlines
were
making it out. Was he attacked Kennedy again, and he attacked Disney, and he attacked this, and it was, of course, it all sucked, and I admit it sucks, and everything would have been better if it's not what happened. That's not what the interview was about. It's just really bad stuff, and I'm telling you, it's not. That's what drives me nuts. We focus on it in the Star Wars world, right? We know how bad clickbait is.
Right.
Now imagine how bad it is in the real world, right? With everything else and every single article and every single piece of news. It's just clicks. Everything's clicks, man, and it's jacked. Yeah. So all of those headlines, they're all BS. That's not what was going on in the interview. He might be kind of implying that, and people might be inferring that without him implying that. Whatever it is, it's not flat out said the way they say it.
I think it's the latter, definitely. So. Honestly, first off, JJ would never say something like that, dude. He knows what tact is as far as like coming out and blatantly trashing.
Professional.
Yeah,
trashing. It would almost be career suicide to do that.
Yeah, exactly. So,
and he's kind of in that family with her, like, you know what I mean? Like they're not. He's not going to just stray away from Kathleen Kennedy and everybody with all after everything they've done and how they made those deals. And he made a lot of money for them and from them. There's no sour taste right there with JJ and Disney.
No, exactly. That's why I was like, I was actually waiting for my phone to be blown up by other people who not our chat and stuff. But other people who like to throw me personally negative articles all the time.
Cliff,
right? Not really. I mean, there's other guys in that group that do that. Cliff and I do discuss things more rational. Like we'll bring it up and we'll discuss that stuff, like how we do it, and then talk about basically is that real or how can that really change things and stuff like that. So, but no, I mean, when I don't get my phone blown up that way, then I know it's kind of BS, right? Like it's kind of like, okay, maybe the headline is just like I said, regurgitated like in the past. So but another one now this one, it's almost like I'll just read it and I just react to it. The other one was the Disney Plus show of Rangers of the Republic being canceled. Okay, now that's again
that's one of the ones I saw too.
Yeah, and that was by Screen Rant, and there's some things because of a Variety article that came out, and they said it was buried in this Variety article. Now, something that I think that would have been bigger if it was that if it was that much true. I don't think it would be buried in an article. I don't know if like Disney would really want to sweep it on the rug. They made public that we're gonna correlate that to Gina Carano, right? Because she was so rumored to be the front runner on that, and because of her firing, the Ranger show was in jeopardy. So I would assume they came out with in full force about her thing and her firing. Then why wouldn't they just come out and say, "Look, we're scrapping this project"? I mean, this is my first reaction. You're muted.
Well, it's no longer an active development at Lucasfilm. That's the official title.
We need to check our wording. Yeah. Right. We need to check our wording on it. It's not canceled.
No.
Right.
It's not working on it.
Maybe that may postponed or.
Possibly. There's also a lot of rumors out there. None of them have been substantiated that Jon Favreau is trying to work at getting Gina Carano back on board. But, I mean, who knows? I mean, right now we've currently got, 10 shows in active development? So
right. Like,
to lose this one sucks, but at the same time, if it's...
My thought Scott, my thought of it is...
I was worried about it anyway. I'm good.
Yeah. Well... my thought of it is it's something that we know zero about, so what should I be upset about something being canceled that we have no content for? I mean, really, if they never even, other than an announcement, if they never really made this the development, what are we really losing? So I don't know if there's I didn't see much anger in this thing. Like, oh, see what Disney's doing, like, it's the whole thing because.
Nah, if it was like Obi-Wan, oh, dude.
Yeah, because we have.
Furious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's even about Carano, right? Because if it's going to be like an ensemble cast anyway, right? It's an ensemble cast. You're going to have you could replace her with anyone and use the other characters. Bill Burr's character obviously would have been in it somehow. You just have to link them. Obviously, he wouldn't have the relationship with Carano's character, right? But you can work that in somehow. You can work something around that.
I agree with that.
Still go on with the show is what I'm saying. It's not have to be just about her. If you needed it for the plot for this overarching Heir to the Empire thing they're doing, if you needed it,
right.
Fine. If not, toss it aside. Just make it part of the side story in the other ones.
Correct. Oh, and absolutely.
Exactly.
They can incorporate that in big time in the Mando 3 for whatever they're going to do.
Right.
Yeah, where everybody's just speculating because she was made a Ranger at the end of the season 2, right? So it was that whole thing with Rangers, and it kind of like putting the pieces of the puzzle together. But again, we got zero content in that show. So again, if it's canceled or postponed or whatever, we're not harmed, right? Like Joey said, if they cancel Kenobi because of whatever or no longer in development, that would have been a crushing blow to us.
Yeah.
If Kenobi was announced no longer in development, that would have been like, that sucks.
It's like Mando Mike just said in the chat. He said, if we never saw it, we won't miss it.
Absolutely. 100%. So,
yep.
Again, it's always funny to me when they say something was buried into, like, it's almost like, if you look real hard, you can decipher what they actually meant. Why don't they just come out and say it is what my original point was. Just go out and say it, and nothing's official until it's official. We all know that. I scour StarWars.com and other sites that I've deemed pretty much legit and official, and they don't even know reporting that stuff. So, again, this is the rumor side of it, and it's always the business side of it. So what we do here is we talk about Star Wars. So
what I think about is the outrageous reaction to losing Cara Dune's character that I see online. Right?
Yeah.
Oh no, we had a chance, and now we lost this great story of this fantastic character.
Okay.
Nobody cared about the character.
Yeah, I don't agree with that at all.
At all. I don't think there's an outrage about it. I don't think there was a thing about Cara Dune until the whole mayhem happened, right? I mean, now it's cool to like Cara Dune, and that's not it. You can see the pop market. If you guys would, okay, I know this is dumb.
No, go ahead.
But if you watch the pops, like the pops went from like $5 each and like commons and everything to like $100. Everybody bought them up, right? Now they're all coming back down to earth and they're like 30, 25,
right.
Everything else. Because it was hot for a minute. Everybody thought they were going to be a collectible and all this crap. No, she was a peg warmer already. Nobody wanted it.
Same thing happened with the Black Series figures and the Vintage Collection figures. They went sky high. I mean, like $125 and up for the Black Series figure. And they kept saying she's been canceled. And then they started sending out like waves of, cases of her figure.
Right.
Just because she's not in the show doesn't mean they're going to stop producing the figure. Doesn't mean, it's still going to make them money. And immediately those prices started to drop a little bit.
And look how many people slept on that characters.
I know.
Because there's so much people. I didn't get it when it came out. I could have got it when it came out, and now I'm paying $100 for it. So it's like, I
didn't buy the FYE exclusive. All these damn things here, I know which I pick and choose here and there. I'm like, I know that one will be available later. I'll get that one for $6. Blah, blah, blah. Then that happened. I'm like, oh, crap.
Right.
I said, that's the one that's $100 and something.
Yeah.
You guys are dumb.
The one from Target was on clearance before she was fired. What do you call it? The
direction one?
Yeah, the one with the little chip.
Right.
I had that one in my hands too, and I was like, and I already got one.
And,
exactly.
And nobody also cared. On the other hand of things, if the other part of that rumor is true and Disney is in negotiations of bringing her back, I'm cool with that too. Yes, I will put this on record now saying like I'm not that excited for her character itself, but she does that character adds to the overall aesthetics to everything. But
she's part of it now.
Yeah, she's part of it. Correct.
It's better to not have to explain it and have to deal with it. And it's better not to have to deal with the BS that comes along with her not being there.
Right.
So it's easier to have her there, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh no, because bringing her back with every BS, having her back, no matter what, this is going to be a mess.
100%.
It's a no-win situation.
It's a no-win situation. But for us, I think for us, it'll be fine. Like
her character though was.
I don't miss her, but she would have jailed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her acting prowess is not.
Was an Oscar for it.
I just watched her. I watched the one where they were back on Navarro, and she and Grief and Mando took out the the Imperial cell, and I'm like, she's not that great of an actress, but I mean, the character's cool, but yeah, I don't know.
Her inflection's always the same.
Yeah.
It always comes out the same. And it's always not excited about anything.
Even when she's
So it's like,
excited, she's not
whatever.
excited. Yeah, it's funny.
If she's scared, if she's happy, she's
What is
I'm
that?
sorry. She got me excited.
nothing.
Yeah. Remember that meme of
Sure,
Darth
yeah, for a
Vader's
different reason.
Darth Vader's helmet had
I mean,
every it's like
that's her. It's the expressions of Cara Dune.
right.
Well,
Oh
she
man.
does squint. She does do the squinting thing
Hey,
sometimes.
she kicks ass, and that's awesome.
She does.
Um,
The scene where she's
I
the crap
didn't-
out of her gun was awesome.
Yeah, I didn't hate it. I'm just saying I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care. It wasn't one that I'd miss. It's not like I'm not getting our Ahsoka show. That happens, I'm mad.
right.
Yeah, very mad.
Absolutely. So, Star Wars Savage and Mando Mike has joined us in the chat. So, welcome, guys. Jump right
We've
in.
also got Brandon in there too.
Yeah.
Brandon Epler.
Yep. Brandon's been in there since we launched this thing,
That's right.
this episode.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So,
Everybody else is still drinking.
yeah. So
I'm out.
we skipped last week of the Bad Batch, and it was episode 4, Cornered, right? And I'm just gonna kind of throw this out there, and you can overall talk this, and we can move on or whatever. But the only thing that I took out of it was Fennec Shand was introduced in there, and she's working for somebody to capture Omega.
Omega.
And the fact that Omega, and they use this, and again, this is the writing part of this was baffling to me because I can't stand this. When stay here because you know how much danger we are. We're in a strange world. You know nothing, and she runs off and gets almost captured. It's like lazy writing to me. I hated that, and I really really felt anger for Omega's character. Like I don't like her anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like nobody taught her stranger danger at all. At all. Just
She's
walking
so
off, like a puppy.
astute and
I'm gonna
smart.
go with you.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I didn't consider.
How can you be that naive with all that training?
Right.
I know she's smarter than everybody else. There's no way she can be that effing naive. You know what came to mind right there? Because she's so naive. Again, we talked about her and Boba being close to you know the same kind of thing.
Right.
Boba is the opposite because of the way he was raised.
He's street smart. She's not street smart.
Right?
I guess. Yeah.
She's not street smart. She probably has all the attributes that he would kind of have, type of thing, but not street smart at all. She's never been off Camino, she said a couple of times.
Right.
But you would think there'd still be books and things she would study and know and what have you, because it is she's annoying.
Why does it feel like she's like almost like Johnny Five? Like she's like she's learning as she goes.
Well,
like,
that's true in a sense that she is definitely.
I think that's going to play into her character development. And
I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just like, but she was already in danger with the past couple episodes. She already knows the situation, and to again, I pointed out by writing, but this could just be, like I said, a character flaw or whatever it is. But you know, her almost getting captured by Fennec was ridiculous. But Fennec was awesome. Like that's what I got out of that episode. Fennec was awesome. You know.
Here's the thing. What are they trying to pull with Fennec? What is Fennec? Is Fennec a good guy or a bad guy or what?
They called her a bounty hunter, and bounty hunters, I mean, are.
I guess they're good guys and bad guys, right?
It depends on who's paying the fee.
They're that scum and villainy aspect of it.
Well, there's the thing is it's based on fees, right? So I'm getting the vibe that you want to kind of not hate Fennec, right? From Mandalorian in here, like we're not trying to hate her,
right?
So they have her with like she's going to have a soft spot for this kid.
Well, we don't know who her benefactor is. If she's stealing Omega for bad purposes, or somebody else hired her, because they're keeping that a secret. Even when we get into the next episode,
we'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
Oh shoot! See, I lost where I was going there. Damn it! I had a good one going.
Sorry.
I was on a train there. Where was I? What was I saying about?
Well, we were talking about Fennec and if she was good or bad, kind of.
Oh yeah. Okay, so is she good or bad? Because I kind of get the feeling that they're trying to make her kind of on the good side of it, like she'll make a turn and help them and do all this shit. Oops, sorry.
Right.
But at the same time, she's blasting a cop through the thing just right in his face.
Cold-blooded, man. Yeah.
And carjacked cops. And after carjacking a dude and throwing him to his death, right? So you can't turn around in the same episode and be like, oh, she's okay because she's okay with.
It's a real Boba move.
Yeah, it kind of is.
And it reminds me of what happened with her in the show, though, and in Mandalorian. I mean, she kind of was on the side of the angels there until they were done. Then they go off and they're killing people at Jabba's palace. I mean,
yeah,
I
guess
it's a hard read. You're right.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get where they're trying to get with her character. We'll find out more probably in December to your point in Book of Boba.
That or like I said, I'm thinking when we find more about who she's working for. I think that's where we're really going to know because, again, we're all assuming, right?
It's the Kaminoans.
Yeah.
That's what we're assuming.
Well, we're assuming I'm not,
That's what I was assuming.
No, Alpha is looking for her. Boba wants her.
Yeah.
That's Fennec. That's Fennec. They already know each other. Boba and Fennec already know each other.
Correct.
That'd be cool.
And that's what
gonna be cool.
And that's what I was like
cool.
when I was saying Boba,
she's an up and comer. That's what they said. Yeah. She's a new one. She's an up and comer. But yet, what they also said was to have somebody of Fennec Shan's caliber in the next 3 sentences, right? She's an up and comer, but of her caliber, so you must be important.
Yeah.
Her caliber because of who she's affiliated with.
Right.
Boba.
So we can bleed that right into the next episode. I mean, we can teeter-totter back and forth if we need to go back to the episode 4 cornered. But
I don't think we need to. Because I agree with everybody else here.
Yeah, basically that was it, right? Omega is book smart, not street smart. Fennec Shan is working for somebody trying to get and all that stuff. So when we go back into the last week's episode.
Oh, hold on. Well, I did want to mention and point out the absurdity of the Admiral Rampart chain code messages.
Oh, yeah.
And how people stand there and cheer.
Oh, yeah.
Like that would ever happen anywhere. You have chain codes and we're going to change your money. Yay.
Yeah. It's marking
and keep
everybody.
Cheering over a repeated message. The same dude was cheering.
Oh, really? I didn't notice.
I'm like, they really just went with that and I'm like, it just didn't make sense. You don't need to cheer. Just watch it and have it going. It was a weird scene to me. I don't know why it caught me, but I don't see people in our streets anywhere just cheering over.
No.
You're going to be tagged and use this money.
Yeah,
now.
right.
Another thing on just like a design standpoint, has everybody noticed the background aliens that are like from the original Cantina, like the Walrus Man and the Hammerhead? And all that? They're all decked out in vintage Star Wars action figure clothing.
Oh, they did that again, huh? They
orange with the blue for Walrus Man, and you got the blue vest for the Hammerhead and all that.
Nice.
So yeah, it's kind of cool that way.
They did that in Rebels, right?
Rebels.
Yeah. That's a great throwback.
I get a lot of in both these episodes, a lot of episode 2 vibes because of where they're at, right? The little lower city and bounty hunter vibes. Bounty hunter video game.
Oh,
vibe.
yeah.
Which actually will take us into this next episode, I think, which is a huge bounty hunter vibe.
Brandon asked, could she be working for Thrawn, or is he not even part of the Empire yet? Chris, you want to take that?
He would not. I keep thinking about Thrawn too. He's not there yet. He's
not yet.
He's in the ascendancy right now. Mm-hmm. He had probably maybe at this point met Anakin.
He's definitely met Anakin.
Well. Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, we're opposed. I'm sorry. Yes, he's met Anakin. That's it.
Yeah.
But he's not in the Empire yet.
No, not yet.
He doesn't hit the Empire till about midway, like 10 years. He would have been like Solo time frame if we were ever going to see him. That would have been a good spot for him. So he could show up in Lando.
Yeah, absolutely.
Out there, just to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Actually, let's go on that train real fast. We have never talked Lando. That's going to take place about the same time as Solo, right? We have to assume.
We hope.
And that's going to have Crimson Dawns and stuff and touch Darth Maul. Yeah. There is no reason whatsoever we don't see a young Thrawn dealing with something. That's going to be cool. That's where we're first going to get that connection because each show is going to connect.
Yeah, each show is going to connect, and
you heard it here first. That's confirmed.
That's right.
Oh yeah,
and we can we safely bet that he's going to be in Ahsoka series heavily?
Oh yeah.
So there.
He's the key.
Correct.
It's going to be it's like reading a book. You're going to be one person's story then the other, just back and forth.
I love that. Yeah. Yeah. That gets me. Yeah, that's awesome. I like that. Mando Mike also said could he be working for Jabba? Fennec, and
I would have thought so until the next episode.
Yeah. We have to see what Omega's purpose is first, and then we could start kind of going backwards and see who benefits from capturing or holding for ransom, or how important she is and how much. Because again, I have to question Jabba, how much is the word getting out? You know, I mean, like Scott brought up the Kaminoans hiring Fennec because that would make a direct line to Omega and them because she's a well-kept secret. because it's not being broadcasted. You know what I mean?
Right.
As we know it, or is it Tarkin that did it, or is it
Palpatine?
Right, or Boba Fett, and Boba Fett hired by same people.
No, I think it's Boba Fett for himself.
For himself.
I think
there you go. That's right.
Yeah, I wasn't talking about a job.
Right.
Well, Boba Fett at this point is only what? He's like
He's her
15?
age.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would think they're the same age. Maybe older. Maybe.
Probably a couple of years older.
Couple years.
He was 10 years old. He was 10 years old in Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
He's 13 years old by this point.
But also,
she's pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when they went and met Sid, because the Bad Batch went in to meet Sid, which was an informant for one of the Jedis that they knew, but Sid knew or what could tell them the identity of who was following them. That was the purpose of the next episode. They went to the Trandoshan Sid, after Omega, pointed her out of a lineup out of just like people saying there she was Force user, she's a Force sensitive at this point, and I don't think so. Like with that, I think she was
she was perceptive.
Perceptive, and her intuition was you're Sid, right? Like, and the reaction.
Saw her react. She could see the reaction that she was given to the guys, like, you dumbasses.
Right.
She saw that. She's all, oh, you're Sid.
Yeah.
These guys.
So
they were ready to pack up and leave. That's so great.
Here's why I don't think she's working for Boba Fett is because at this point Boba Fett is only 13 years old. He's not that established. I mean, he is kind of established as a bounty hunter, but he's not. He's not the world or the universe's greatest bounty hunter yet. He doesn't have that pull. Plus, she's considerably older than him, so I don't think she'd be taking orders from Boba Fett, even if he was. I don't know.
Wait, who's older than him?
Fennec.
Oh, Fennec. Well, I don't know. He was leading the gang. He was leading Bosk and everyone else.
Or
when he went to go assassinate Mace.
Yeah, he's leading the gang. Or helped raise him.
Right.
But he's leading the gang. He's in charge of Bosk and all these guys. And
I missed that. I thought that Aura was still kind of in charge of that.
No, Boba's been in charge of the gang, so he could totally lead it.
All right.
And that's what I'm trying to think right now, because looking at them, because we've seen Boba Fett in Clone Wars in jail, in prison, getting out. He looked older than her by a long shot. I know age-wise, you're probably right. I think you're dead on.
Yeah.
But if are we sure he was 10 and not? Oh, it would have been 10, man.
He was 10.
It would have had to have been 10, because 10 years ago, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all it can be.
Yeah. So, I don't think it's like Mando Mike said, it was maybe Jabba. I don't think it's Jabba because then Bib Fortuna and all them show up and she's right there. They could have just reached over and said, "Oh, we're looking for that,"
Right.
Yeah, Jabba's out. Out.
Yeah.
I think it's Boba for himself to figure out, because he figured out what's going on, or there's another unaltered clone. This is family to him, that kind of thing.
That'd be a great direction to take it.
Correct. Cool. I was just about to say, like, the next 5 episodes, and if it took a turn like that, like a twist where maybe they're after both of them, Omega and Boba Fett, because like how Chris pointed out, the Alpha, right?
Yeah.
So
those are the two. We only need one of them. They're talking about those two, not the Bad Batch. They're talking about Boba and Omega. Yeah.
Correct. So that would be an awesome turn of events. Again, we confirmed here. We called it here first. So what was interesting, of course, it's we're trying to find out who Fennec is working for, because it's said a couple times in here. Sid, that Trandoshan, also mentioned the guild, and Fennec was something about scanning the guild. She's not like Fennec is new in the guild or something. She mentioned the guild.
She said she's new to the game, new to the guild,
right?
New to the game, and then, like I said, a couple sentences later,
yeah.
Calipers. Hi.
I did love the fact that Sid said to Omega, "So you're the brains of the outfit," and immediately Wrecker gave her a 5. That was pretty funny.
That's
oh, dude, Wrecker, both episodes.
I was just gonna. I
told you guys.
We're gonna jump. Still complaining about that headache.
Yeah, so we're gonna jump around, of course, and we'll do like major character plot points.
It's coming.
I called that 2 episodes ago. I'm telling you, it's
coming.
As I was just kind of throwing it all out, not out the window, but I was kind of like, maybe it's just coincidence, and it's just because it was the plot point to get Wreckers stay on the ship and just have this moment with Omega, right? But no, because of this now episode, he did it again, like, ow, my head, and Hunter's like, what's wrong? Is and it's nothing. Then I'm like, okay, it's too much. They're dwelling on this too much. the
Both
guys are
episodes.
right. Yeah, the guys are right. Like something is majorly going on here, and that is going to be something heartbreaking, I believe, coming up. So pay attention to that. That again, I wasn't convinced until now. They just all of a sudden this fleeting mention of it again. I'm like, wait a second. Okay, now they're prepping us for something.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
it's gonna get bad. It's gonna get really bad.
Which I'm kind of excited for. You know, I mean, we're in the dark times, man. We gotta have stuff, happening. But the other thing is, of course, the okay. So this is what Cliff and I did discuss. Was he did mention to me that it's feeling the formula of the Bad Batch is feeling a lot of Mandalorian stuff, where you have your main mission, and then you get to a planet. And to get to the next step, you got to do the side mission, and that was season one of.
It's a video game, dude.
Yeah. Well, that was the Mandalorian season 1, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's all we're doing right now is playing Bounty Hunter. This is exactly with the same person.
Same person.
With the same person, because Sid is the character in Bounty Hunter that he was dealing
That's
with.
That's right.
It's the same voice,
Whoa.
right? Like it's the same.
It's
voice.
Rhea Perlman. It was Rhea Perlman doing that voice.
Yeah, that is great.
We're going through this, but we're doing missions for intel and this and that. I'm like, great.
I mean,
That's
I
it.
know that's the X-Files formula, right? I always called that before. It was like,
Oh yeah.
do this for me, and you'll have the same thing of the Mandalorian, all of season 1, basically. So the mission was to go find go find these slavers that have captured a kid named MUCHI. That's all they got intel on, and so. What was the planet they went to?
They were on Ord Mantell.
Ord Mantell. Awesome.
Yep.
I was
was
like,
cool.
they're looking for Mooch.
Yeah, Mike.
I know where he's at.
Darth Moochie.
Darth
That's what
Moochie.
I call him now.
I should change my thing to Darth Moochie.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I take it, man. Wear it with pride. Especially when you find out who Moochie is.
Yeah. Well,
But,
I love that as soon as they see it, and she made a point. They made a point of Omega saying, "Oh, poor Moochie."
Yeah, that's right.
They're all sad, just to make sure we all knew that was Moochie.
Correct.
That was going to be Moochie. But whenever those two spoke, they didn't put the name. They just said speaking Faline, right? They wouldn't show the name of the person. I didn't notice that till later. I'm like, oh, they were being slick about it, because usually they say the character's name once you knew him.
I should start
I would see that
watching
in there.
with subtitles. I never do.
Yeah.
I never even bother. But sometimes you get those snippets,
Yeah, you catch it because you can't catch what they're saying. Sometimes you're like, oh, yeah, that's what.
Right. Yeah. So Ord Mantell, I love that. I love that. The Bounty Hunter we ran on Ord Mantell kind of changed my mind.
Which
I love that.
they never actually, in the comic books, just going off real quick, between A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, the era of comics, it's brand new. They never went to Ord Mantell.
Right.
I kept expecting it. I was reading it and, reading the comic constantly. I kept expecting him to get to Ord Mantell. They never went there. And I'm like, missed opportunity. That's so weird.
Yeah. Well,
I thought they canonized that somewhere else. Is that why they got rid of it?
I think they canonized it in just Legends. It was canonized.
Oh, okay, got it.
I don't think they ever went there in the new canon. So yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Weird. You would think.
I digress.
No, it's fine, because I was shocked to see it, on a cartoon form anyway. Because I have seen it in video game format. It's awesome. And
what if the bounty hunter they ran into on Ord Mantell was Fennec Shand?
That would be cool.
That would be cool. Way to tie it into the original.
That just happened. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's why they
Scott,
haven't done it yet.
Here's Scott trying to broaden the galaxy, brought it way into it again. Like,
that's me.
Make
because
it smaller
in the
again.
book of Boba Fett, she's going to have a flashback story of when she had back yonder before the Battle of Hoth happened. She dealt with some of those rebel scum and on Ord Mantell.
I love it.
That's going to happen.
I'm surprised that hasn't been a comic book yet, but
Me too. I don't know why I thought that happened.
like in the Tales or something like that. But
Mm-mm.
that's awesome. So they go to Ord Mantell, of course. The Bad Batch is all right. We need this information, and we're gonna go do this
and
dangerous
I'm going
mission.
with you because I'm part of the crew.
Yeah, can't argue with that, right? I mean,
they have zero argument but I can.
Yeah, and then also, of course, the Bad Batch gets
Horrible.
captured. Besides her, and she saves the day like it's supposed
Because
to
she's
be.
awesome.
Yeah, exactly. But I thought the I can't remember the race of the alien race, like they're not the Cathar, I don't think, and it's
the cat people.
Yeah, it's I forgot what race they were, but it was kind of cool to see that other creature that they had working for them. that we've seen in it before. I
All
think.
that flying, the one
Yeah.
that flies around. Yeah.
But you know, the slavers weren't the ones that like everybody's thinking. You know, human or humanoid slavers was the ones we were talking about.
No, the Zygerians. No, these are the guys that Anakin hated in the Clone Wars. Anakin hated these guys.
The
The Zygerians.
that's them. That's the cat people.
Why did he hate them?
Oh,
Please
gosh,
refresh
yeah,
my
yeah.
memory. I don't remember.
Because they're slavers, and Anakin was a slave.
And
Gotcha. Okay.
And so he hates slavers. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm sorry. I'm like,
no, it's not. No. It was cool to discover who the actual MUCHI was. You know, it was a Rancor that they captured, of course, and Omega frees the Rancor to do the distraction so it can rescue the Bad Batch. So again,
yeah, but you notice that because the kid had to call it out because they're like, "Come on, MUCHI, let's get you to safety." So they're all, "She's not MUCHI.
that's
MUCHI."
MUCHI.
And they're like, "Oh hell!"
Right?
And it comes in here ripping into stuff.
Yeah, I think who
awesome.
mentioned a tech or something goes something about an adolescent Rancor doing something. I thought
And what's funny is it didn't even click in my head that was a Rancor until
It looked
that
weird, huh?
scene right there. I was
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, that's a Rancor.
A
Yeah.
raging adolescent Rancor.
yeah, raging
Yeah.
adolescent Rancor. I loved it.
With baby teeth. I
Yeah.
love the baby teeth.
Yeah.
And whenever it gets into the fight with the big flying lizard, it's like eating it's trying
Yeah.
to bite its tail, but it's hitting
Yeah.
with all the gums. It's funny.
I actually was. I don't know. I had fun with this scene. That
Yeah.
scene. I had fun with MUCHI. I had fun
I
with the
had
Rancor.
fun with this whole episode. This
Yeah,
whole
this-
episode
again,
was 10 times
I
better than the
mentioned
last
that-
episode.
Yeah, I did not like Omega the last one, but this one brought it back because I thought she was funny in this one. I thought her character was better as far as just it's like that smart, naive person stumbling upon things and then saving the day. And I don't know, it turned it around for me in this episode for her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with the other one,
It
I was
worked
like,
for me.
kick her off the ledge and guys go need, just go
I think
somewhere
the
else.
move that because this is a longer season than the other stuff, right?
Right.
So you have to build a little longer. So you're gonna have a little bit slower episodes to build into stuff, right? They just became mercenaries, is what just happened. They
In
had
this
and it was
episode,
called
right?
out. It was called out.
This is what's going on now. We had to get to this point in the game or whatever. We got through the building the team and trusting each other and learning who's who and getting attached to some people and getting the bad guys set, right? Now we're like, how are we going to survive? And now they just found somebody else, their connection now, who they just made a partnership. There's plenty of this where it came from, right?
Right.
They're going to have jobs through her, do things across the galaxy. This is where they become bounty hunters or mercenaries
Right.
or whatever they're going to be.
Now, this is where they got their title, their purpose.
Yeah.
So
You know.
Cliff says they're dragging out my head hurts with Wrecker.
Yeah,
My
and I
thing-
think it's for a
I think
purpose.
there's going to be,
Yeah.
all of us agree there's going to be a huge payoff.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
Yeah.
purpose.
Something to drag like that.
There's no reason for it other than, you know what I mean? There's no
Yeah.
reason for it other than.
It better not be a red herring. Like we're just like the whole time, like, oh, nothing with his head. Like he's cool. Like that was
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That'll suck
Yeah.
because now I'm prepared to cry. I'm pretty sure something's gonna mess up and
The whole time it's just a
Yeah.
nasty concussion.
Right.
right. I would.
Well, you know,
something's It's
Could
gonna
be.
come down with Wrecker. He's either gonna save the day and fight it, or they're gonna have to put him down. And I kind of want him to put him down.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
thinking that tech is developing that device to put on the heads to scan for the chips.
Right.
So maybe he can find a way to counterbalance it.
Well, they're gonna
Uh,
scan Wreckers, and
Maybe
his
to
is gonna
scan
be
and deactivate.
poisoning him or something, and then Wrecker's gonna turn on him.
That's what happened
That's what
with.
I want.
That's what happened in Clone Wars, right? The chip went bad and started poisoning the one, or
Right.
it was killing him. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was, we had a poll in our Sarlacc Digest Central Facebook page about what Bad Batch was going to die first, because we were anticipating it, and Wrecker won, by the way, as far
Or
as
lost, depending on how you see
or
it.
lost. Yeah, you're right, or lost.
What is the grand prize?
Yeah, a sad story.
Yeah.
A beautiful death.
A
Yeah,
great
beautiful
episode.
Ted. Yeah, so of course, MUCHI ends up being sought after by Sid, but also a bounty that she was hired to grab by other than Bib Fortuna, which was awesome. I think that was awesome. So
Yeah.
so Bib Fortuna and two Gamorrean guards show up after Bad Batch saves the day, and they deliver MUCHI, and they get their credits and they get their information about Fennec, which we'll talk about in a sec. Oh no, we already talked about basically. She's working for somebody, and they got to figure out who she's working for, or
Yeah.
what's going on in that.
Like,
But-
here's some information to get some more information. That's
yeah.
all.
So now with the Rancor going with one more thing was the great battle between Wrecker and the Rancor, meaning that of course it's
oh my God,
the Rancors have a hierarchy, and if you beat them in battle, they respect you, and it's like. That's cool. You're humanizing the Rancors. I get it, but it's cool. I mean, that's.
Well, that can explain how Malakili gets attached to it.
Correct.
Right. There's going to be a respect because when he leaves there, he likes Wrecker. Right now, and when he leaves, he's going to have to get put in his place again somewhere. They have to do it now. That's why they need him now. I think it's her or whatever.
And in Return of the Jedi, right, that whole scene, you would think like, oh man, this is a Rancor. How can you ever tame this? How can there really be a Rancor keeper? But now you realize Malakili, he actually bonded with this creature, and
probably beat it a few times to get it in submission.
But he was a tamer at a circus too. By the way, he was an animal tamer.
Of course he was.
Yeah. So
of course he was.
Yeah. So, but it was just that made it better for me on Return of the Jedi. Now that seeing like he can actually like approach it and feed her, or him, or we'll talk about that in a second. Feed the Rancor and get close to these big creatures and all that stuff. And I thought that was cool how the Rancors have a hierarchy or a I forgot.
I like that part.
That was cool.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what though, every bit of expanded knowledge we get shows yet again that every rebel is an asshole, and they care nothing about wildlife.
That's right.
The Wampa in their business, right? The Rancor, Luke took out a Rancor.
Yeah, it all points back to Luke.
They're living in their habitat, It's just like
everything. And everybody else screws with them, and nothing but rudeness and horrible, despicable acts from the rebels. Right. I don't hear the Empire doing this.
Just
stuff.
the Dianoga that they put in the trash compactor.
Yeah.
Whatever.
There's one example versus a million. I get it. Yeah.
But now I hate Luke for killing that Rancor because I think that's the Rancor. I would assume, right? I think we're retroing some stuff, but I think that's the Rancor.
Yeah. So the Rancor to me is being retconned a little bit. I believe in myself because there's nothing else that's going to tell me otherwise that MUCHI isn't the Rancor that Luke killed.
Had the same markings on its back.
Yeah. So
now you gotta go back to Return of the Jedi and see if somebody calls him MUCHI.
Oh, come on, MUCHI! Like Reese is yelling it down. Come on, MUCHI!
Yeah, exactly.
Good morning, guard, MUCHI.
We need to check. Is that what Malakili says when he's crying?
That's what I was about to say.
Oh,
what happens whenever he walks in? He's I wasn't paying attention to that, but now I want to see.
When he's sobbing, I hope he says MUCHI now.
Even here, Jabba like MUCHI.
The only discrepancy is in the book, The Aftermath. Those interludes when they had Malakili's interlude,
the only fun parts of those books. Yes.
Yeah, right, exactly. It did kind of mention that the death of the Rancor was a male. That Rancor was a male, and they made it a point to say that MUCHI was a female in the Bad Batch. So, again, that's the only thing that I can go. Okay, well, yes, we have to take both as canon, right?
Well, actually, hold on. How do we know? Who said she?
Well, there you go.
Oh, Sid did.
She could be wrong. Sid could be wrong, though.
Yeah, what do they know?
Exactly.
Maybe Rancor. We don't know Rancor physiology and stuff. We don't know if it doesn't show its.
And I also, Chris,
maybe it hasn't chosen yet.
Yeah, maybe it's maybe it has to develop.
Doesn't a Rancor bull have big tusk when it's a male?
Well, I've seen those concepts.
They call them bulls, right?
Yeah.
When they're female, when they're male, they call them bulls, and they have a big tusk.
Right.
I remember on that Xbox game. What was that? Force Unleashed. He fights a big bull.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we
Either
did.
The book is wrong. The book could be wrong too, because I always proceed anything that's visual over anything written. But that's my thing.
That's how it is.
So if there's any discrepancies, I always go towards live action or cartoons, and then comics and novels or that. So I'm buying it because again, Bib Fortuna showing up, Jabba's name is mentioned. It's just kind of like, okay, what a cool throwback. Boom, boom, boom. MUCHI is that, and again, end of story. It doesn't have to be
fun. Yeah, just go with it and have fun.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be
Jabba had
huge
two
debate.
And one died.
Well, yeah, like I said, but the story, like I actually looked it up and everything. It was a MUCHI or the Rancor originally in a canon was a gift from Bib Fortuna and another dude. So
see, and like Cliff just pointed out in the chat, Leia also claimed to know her mother.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Again, there are things that we just kind of like talk.
Contradictions.
Yeah,
happen.
there are some
Really,
contradictions.
really young.
Yeah. So
Really.
again, like
when I
Chris
was
said,
young.
let's just go with it, have fun with it. It was cool throwback.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I think it was nothing more than a throwback. It's not a, life-threatening plot point that people are blowing up and calling other people names. Or I've seen this because they read something, they think they're experts at that one. I mean, and I was telling you guys this before the show. I'm like, it's such a minute or minor fact, like you wouldn't even ever remember that. I guarantee you, everybody had to look it up. Everybody, they didn't just go like, no, it's patina or whatever the name is. It's a male this and this. No, I don't. I'm sure they didn't just pull that out of their back pocket.
It's like the friend of mine who was so pissed off at the first episode because they retconned Kanan's origin from the comic book, and I'm like, so all 10 people that read that comic book are really pissed off because.
Well, I read that comic.
So did I.
I had to go reread it to remember because it was close enough. That's the thing. He just added some characters in there.
Embellished or certain point of view, right? I mean, it's the
and the majority of that comic book took place after that. That was just a scene.
Right.
It was literally just
exactly. So again,
it was better. I mean, it was more action packed than the scene. I mean, with Caleb anyway.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. Both of them were both good with Balaba.
Yeah. So I like this episode a lot better. I know that we called it another filler or adventure episode, which it was.
They're going to be like this now. I think you're going to get little bits each time. It's going to appeal to a puzzle. I don't think we're going to get anything major.
I think we'll get those pivotal. Okay, like that first episode was a pivotal episode. And then all these other ones that kind of fall in line, and then we'll get another pivotal one, and then they'll fall in line,
which
and
will
then
be
we'll get one at the end. Yeah, so I guarantee you, they're building up to something big that we're going to be talking about, and then the next 4 or 5 are going to be those winding back up to something else. You know what I mean? It's like this. It's a song, right? It's going to
now. When Rex shows up, how long do you expect Rex to stay?
1 episode.
Is it? You think he's just a guest? He's not going to be part of some missions, and
I think what's going to end up happening is he's going to be part of getting that chip out of their heads. I mean, because he's gone through it.
Yeah.
So I mean, there is that possibility that he could do that.
Could be that plot line. Yeah.
They might also need higher tech medical equipment than they might have around them. So I don't know what that means.
I believe they're going to have to join up with the rebellion at some point, or the parts of it, or the beginning of it, or Saw, or Mon Mothma, or something like that. To like what you said, that bigger tech, that stuff like that. I don't know if they'll stay. I don't know if they're all going to be together at that point. If now we got Crosshair and Wrecker on their tail, who knows? I mean,
they're going to end up on Alderaan. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, well, there you go.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. We're staying here for the future. And then,
Yeah, they don't have the medical equipment, and it's rebellion focused. It'll be the very, very beginning if it's Organa talking.
Yeah.
Right, because that's what you would need. You'd have to go super early.
Since you're so good with kids, here, babysit this one while we get, and they hand him Leia.
Yeah, I mean,
that would get us a Leia cameo.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got plot lines going. I mean, we got that the chip. I think Wrecker, that whole thing with that's going to lead us to the rebellion of the chips and Rex. We've got Omegas and Boba Fett's thing going on. We have the Kaminoans. We still got Tarkin to deal with the Kaminoans and the clone army and that. I mean, there's some things going on here. And again, we're only 5 episodes in out of 16. So I like I said, I think maybe not this next one, but the following one. So what would be episode 7, maybe 6, because then or 7 or 8, maybe 8. That would be the halfway season mid finale or season.
Yeah. I think we're almost done with Tarkin, though. Don't you get the fact that he?
Well, he did leave it off like
Rampart. Handed off the baton to Rampart, which is weird to me that they would just do that, not just use Tarkin, but Tarkin has other things to do. I guess.
Well, they wanted to make another figure,
Do you think
exactly?
Well, speaking of other figures, do you think they'll do a super young Vader at some point? At least camo.
I do think it's possible. Absolutely.
Showing up.
Palpatine and Vader. We got Tarkin. Yeah. I believe that we're gonna. Yes, I do. And that'd be awesome if he takes out one
Vader,
of the.
Just an angry Vader walking around, just slapping people around, like pushing them when they're in the way, like.
It'd be great if he took out one of, like he took out Echo or somebody. You know what I mean? Like or
Wrecker. He's the one that kills Wrecker.
Yeah. Like that would be awesome. He did, another hallway scene in Wrecker's that gets
almost like the Emperor sending him out to like test out his his new abilities in his suit or whatever, like throws them out there.
He's
Or
hunting.
with the elite, he'll lead the elite crews.
Oh,
Right,
So
right.
That's where he would show up, right? He would be Crosshair's general or whatever the hell.
Well, Vader right now is hunting down the remaining Jedi, correct? Like the ones that are traveling.
Could be.
They're in
With
the comics,
Inquisitors.
right? I mean, he's out there, actively hunting Jedi at this point. So
So if they ever cross paths with a Jedi, know that Vader will be on their heels somewhere
They're-
right around there.
exactly, and they
That's how
mentioned,
it'll
and
work.
so,
Ooh.
and they already mentioned Sid was a Jedi's confidant, right?
Yes.
So
Now I need to know if that's where Obi-Wan and Quinlan frequent.
I
I need to
Yeah.
go look that up now. Damn it.
yeah. Look up if it's any mention of a Trandoshan or a Sid or something like that.
That feels like that might be
Yeah.
right. Scott, did I feel like it could have been?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I felt like, I mean, I might look into that. That could be cool.
That'd be awesome.
That could be the link. And if that was linked there and I didn't catch it, I'm going to be really mad that it took this long. But let's find out.
You only watched the episode once. I mean, you know what I mean? I don't blame
Fair
you.
enough.
I don't
Fair
blame you.
enough.
Yeah,
I didn't.
Exactly. But yeah, so okay, now I know I just again I've watched it, but where did they take off after this? They took off, right? They left Ord Mantell,
She
or not Ord
Sid,
Mantell, but the other.
Sid told them that if they, if they were stuck around, there would be more credits
That's
like
right.
that to come around, and
Yeah.
they're mercenaries now.
Oh, they needed the credits for something. What was it? They
Still live.
no
Yeah,
no
they had no food.
needed
They
it,
were running out of rations, and
but there was
They
for
were broke.
something that Tech needed.
Probably pieces for the
Yeah,
the
Tech
thing.
needed, and he said they're going to be very expensive, more than what we have, and that's why they took that. That's why they were taking the job. So.
Oh, we talk about Echo being a robot. That was awesome.
Oh yeah. Oh,
That was funny.
Where's that Black Series figure in pop?
It's coming
immediately.
the Bad Batch with the ponchos. Now Echo is disguised as a robot. Now I look at
Oh, yeah.
Echo and Tech. That's R2 and 3PO. I mean, really, if you think about it, Tech is the straight and narrow, but I mean, not as whiny and all that stuff. And then of course Echo's got he patches. He's patching into everything, and so I'm like, they're right there.
He's a wizened old combat veteran,
And
right?
he's he's
Pissed off at
grumpy.
these other guys. It fits.
It does. I'm sitting there going, there's R2 and 3PO right here. That's awesome.
It is.
Wrecker's Chewie, and Hunter is like a mix of Luke and Han a little bit, or maybe more
Yeah.
Luke. I don't know, but
You really
that
don't-
was Sid's first appearance. There is no other appearance.
nothing like that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
yeah.
Let's
but
find
yeah.
out the bar that they went to.
There was somebody. Remember? So in that same line with the when Echo became a droid and had all the other droids working to fix the ship. Somebody made that little the one with the R2, with the arms and legs.
That was the best part of that episode.
So yeah, the little
Yeah.
thing. Someone made
Yeah.
that as a custom figure. I'm going,
That's awesome.
come on, Hasbro, dude. I mean, that's. I love the droids, man.
We so need a gonk droid.
Yes.
The Gonk droid in this last
The
episode
Gonk
was
droid.
amazing too. He just hid.
He just stops and
She calls him Gonky.
Gonky.
It has a
Gonky.
name.
As you do.
That'll do, Gonky. That'll do.
Anything else you guys want to bring up on these things? I know, like I said, we'll hit another episode this the Thursday night or Friday, whenever you guys watch it. Other
No, I
than
do
that-
want some oomph though. I want something to happen here. I
Yeah.
need Boba to show
It's
up.
time.
We need that. It's time for that kind of connection.
Yeah.
And Boba, I think, is going to be a big deal in this series. We're in, and especially since we're in the Fennec piece right now. Putting Boba with her a little bit, it gives us
Yeah. Her
why he would have been watching out for her back then.
Yeah,
Or-
Why did Boba? Right. Why did he approach her and save her at that time? And that's not the first time they met. I mean, obviously,
sure,
for
right.
Boba Fett just to patch her up. So that's a great.
Unless it served his purpose. I mean,
Right, but
having
if
somebody
somebody-
indentured like that.
But if she's a bounty hunter that long and he's a bounty hunter that long, they know each other.
It
They're
makes
not gonna,
sense to me that they
Yeah,
would have
they would've-
a history. Maybe not at
she have
this
a hand in
level.
him in his training to be a bounty hunter.
I don't know if she's new too. She's too new. Boba Fett right now has more experience than Fennec Shan.
Right.
I'd bet you to say he's been doing this a minute.
Right.
Right,
But I'm kind of with you, Chris. As more I think about it, like maybe she is working for the good part of the storyline, maybe not the bad part. Like we always assume bounty hunter going after this, like she's trying to
Yeah.
capture her for this, but because she was very nice. I mean, honestly, she could have just tagged and bagged her. I mean, not tagged, but like could have just seriously. I mean, she could have not instead of like.
Well, that's why I'm having trouble, dude, because there's parts of me that's like, oh, I think she's going to be good in this. And I'm like, well, she just shot that dude right in the face and carjacked that guy and threw him down 1,000 flights, you know? Yeah. I'm like, you can't be both. And I can't like the character unless you have a reason for the killing. Right? That's I can, don't get me wrong. I can.
I would like to think that she's kind of bad because I like to think Boba Fett has that streak of ruthlessness. You know what I mean? Even going into the Book of Fett, like, I mean, he walked in there and just took over. Like, it's my turn now, and but those that.
For the most part, when you're working for Bib Fortuna or Jabba or somebody, and you get blasted, you kind of know that's part of the job.
Right. He knows who he's killing.
That dude was driving to work, and she carjacked him out of the blue sky and took it. And don't get me wrong, the cop in the line of work knows that's going to happen too. But I mean, like nothing. Like she's a mess. She can't be both. Is what I'm saying. They need to figure out.
She can't be both. 100%. 100%. Again, if those mercy or those civilian kills were for the greater good because it was so important for her to get away, not knowing that the Bad Batch is trying to do the same objective, that kind of deal.
You say that though, but Boba Fett does the same thing. I mean, Boba Fett is pretty much on the side of a villain, but then goes out of his way to help Din out and save the child.
Well, I have no qualms about Boba Fett being a villain. I think Boba Fett is a villain.
Yeah.
I just.
But the anti-hero.
Yeah, you're right. They more Deadpool him than. Like we just like him. It's okay to do bad things.
And then there's also Vader, who bad, but is ultimately forgiven. So not back on the side of the angels. So it's all about redemption and flip flopping. And
it is. It's a complicated world.
Let's talk about Darth Revan for a little bit, okay?
It's a very complicated world. Yeah, exactly.
Fine, they can have both. She can shoot everybody in the face and like the kid. The kid's always the key, though, right? The kid's always the key. Nobody hates the kids. They always stop whatever for the kids.
Yeah. I know Mando Mike mentioned this earlier in the chat, was talking like, okay, now we have Baby Yoda, then we had, now we have Baby Rancor, and then we have, all these kiddie.
We had Baby Hammerheads in Rebels.
Yes, we did, and it was damn adorable.
Yep. Even in Rise of Skywalker, where those species were, they had the kids in there.
We had Baby Ewoks in Return of the Jedi.
We sure as hell did.
We did.
Awesome.
We did.
I'm not getting tired of it. Like I'm not getting tired of the showing that side of it of Star Wars. I'm not like I don't, and I don't think it's a marketing thing. I think Yoda was, but not.
If I didn't see children everywhere I went, I'd think it's a marketing ploy. But I mean, there's children everywhere.
On that same aspect, I am going to buy a plush Rancor.
Well, what it does come down to though is it's the same. The storylines. It's the same.
A repetition.
Right.
It's the formula. The same thing I get mad about with Marvel is happening right now with us, and it needs to just change a little bit, right? And Mandalorian, I think, did its own thing. I think its formula was different than Clone Wars and Rebels and everything else. I think it was a nice change of pace. But so to put this in the same frame and the same that's bothersome because we're gonna get it again.
Yeah, no, it's
we're
gonna
not done
happen.
with Mandalorian, so stop copying Mandalorian because it has to do its own.
That's
thing.
what I'm saying. Like we're gonna get like this again. I'll just say the next episode is gonna be like, oh my god, we're at the edge of our seat. There's gonna be so much to talk to, and then the next 4 or 5, it's gonna be this. Run, do this for me. Run, do this for me. Run, do this for me. And then all the, like I said, X-Files, right? Is a smoking man in this one? I don't know. So it's like.
So they're basically the A-team set in the X-Files.
Right.
Got it.
Right. 5 side missions, and then we'll
either
propel
someone
the story
dies
forward.
next week, or Omega gets took.
Yeah. Something's
already. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Something's.
Yeah. Fennec could get her. You're right. Fennec's on her heels. See, are they going to be like, let's just go into a bunch of crap episodes, and Fennec shows up 6 episodes later, like, gotcha, or we're gonna just finish Fennec's arc.
Oh wow. Oh yeah. Good question.
Yeah.
Good question.
We haven't seen quite like an arc yet.
Right. No. Right. Like I said, they're introducing more questions as we're going, and we're not getting like kind of a path forward. Like again, even with Wrecker's head injury, right? Like.
Yeah.
We got him complaining about it again. This one, it's like, wait. Can we focus on this for a second? Because I need to know.
That's got to pay off in this upcoming episode.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just going to be like, okay, we get it. Something's going on.
Right.
Let's get on with it.
Well, what's different in this, we were talking about that, is it is more Mandalorian style because it's episode by episode with one overarching story.
Right.
where Clone Wars was a series of arcs.
Correct. Correct.
You know, and it would take time and go different places with different characters and stuff. So it's a little bit different. That's why it's such a different vibe than Clone Wars and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the problem I'm having is it's so much different than what I'm used to in that formula with the same kind of animation. And
Clone Wars and Rebels were very similar in style that way.
Right.
And here we've got this, which is much more like The Mandalorian. I see that. Yeah.
Right.
I can totally see that.
That could be where I'm having a little bit of a hiccup because we just got through with Mandalorian.
Yeah, it's sticking out like a sore thumb is the formula. It really is. Like I said, Cliff, he mentioned that to me too, and I was like, yeah, I see it. I mean, like,
we're not blind. Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't like it. I don't necessarily like it. I don't necessarily think they're
it's
even
predictable
trying into it. It's just happening.
Yeah.
I also don't hate it either. It's not bothering me in any way.
Well,
so.
like I said, it can get predictable, you know? If that's the cookie cutter formula movie. Like I said, what if Ahsoka and Kenobi do the same thing? It's like,
but we thought it was cool with Mandalorian because we always kept saying it's like an old style Western.
Right.
That's how they planned it, right? You're going to go getting an adventure city to city, learning things, and in the back, everybody's going to come back to help you at the end, which it did. Exactly like we said it was going to do, right? Well, I don't want to do the old style Western right now.
No, we got to change it up, man. Like
that's the thing. Yeah. Give me something.
We're like I said, we're in the dark times. We're in the Empire, and there's something to Omega. There's something to the Kaminoans. There's something going on. When
that hits is when it'll be cool.
Yeah, or it's alluding to something like that going on. It can't fizzle out. Like,
and that's where this will win over Mandalorian because it can go bigger,
right,
and have bigger stuff.
Impact on the Star Wars storyline. Correct, absolutely.
It can.
Awesome.
That's why it needs more episodos too.
So
they're short as hell.
They are, man.
They really are. They are. Which was nice in the case of episode 4.
Yes.
But Mando Mike did point out that Omega picked up that cool looking crossbow, or not crossbow even, it was just a bow, which was really cool.
I was thinking like that's going to be her weapon in the toy release.
Exactly. Yeah. They need to give her a weapon, right?
Yeah,
they also need to do 2 head sculpts on her whenever we get her. That way we can have her with the jewel and without the jewel.
Absolutely.
And then
that's not happening.
No, exactly. That's why I rolled my eyes right there. Did you see that? That's
not happening.
Come on.
And then Brandon brought up that it wasn't really a light whip, but it was kind of like a light whip.
Yeah.
Instead of a lightsaber, but that was pretty interesting. So yeah,
that's that was in that episode with him too back then. I remember that's why those guys stick out to me. The cool stuff they had.
Yeah,
there's like.
And then Adrian just brought up, I just finished watching Love, Death, and Robots season 2 because season 2 is on Netflix if you guys haven't checked it out yet.
Cool.
And are you guys familiar with Love, Death, and Robots?
Familiar with it. Haven't watched it.
Okay. Fantastic series. It's just basically, every episode is a different style of writing, a different art style, just an animated, very over the top, very profane at times animated series, which is very well done. And he's asking, would we love to see a Love, Death, and Robots style Star Wars series, which is a question that only I can really answer because you guys haven't watched it.
Well, Visions, right? I mean,
is
like
what Visions is supposed to be?
No, I'm just saying that's what it could be.
Visions, that's what it could be, but I think he's asking as far as
the style. Yeah, we don't know. I mean, I would. I have to check out the style, but
great.
Because Visions is supposed to be different animators, Japanese animators.
Well, and
stuff
but a take on the original. On all the
right.
Yeah.
This is different, like a whole other style.
Yeah, I mean, this is more like the Twilight Zone, just with animation. If you think about it like that,
a Star Wars style of that, absolutely.
Star Wars,
absolutely.
I'll take anything.
Anything Star Wars style is good.
There was there was a post, and I can't remember what this post on one of the Facebook pages, and it zoomed in on one of the Cantina aliens just walking by, and it just said, "I would love to know this guy's story." You know what I mean? And it's just that, not Greedo, right? Like, just somebody else, and that and that would be kind of a cool intro, right? Zoom in on something in the film, and that the dude with the helmet on with the skull face and everything. Let's get him and tell his backstory in that style like that. That'd be kind of cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
It's almost like what we got with Tales of the Bounty Hunters back in the day.
I remember that. I love that.
Those
book.
are great books.
Yeah.
Well, in certain point of views.
Mm-hmm.
The first one specifically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, that's why I said not Greedo, because there's like 5 stories of Greedo.
Yeah.
In the background.
Now, I want to know the story about Soup Guy from episode 1 of The Bad Batch. He was really happy about that soup.
He was always in training mode when Soup Day was happening. So it was the first time he was Soup Day was on. All right, cool guys. Well, I mean that's of course that's gonna be our show right until the next Monday when we pick this back up and find out what else is going on in the rumor mill and the news reel. Anything else happening? Of course, Bad Batch. So with that, I think we're gonna wrap it up tonight. So if you guys have any final thoughts, or we're ready to go. Thank you, chat, or thank you for the pit. For all the interactions. Right. That was awesome. I love it when the pit is live. I love it when the pit's being digested like that, man. It's so cool. So.
We had Adrian in there, Mando Mike, Brandon Epler, Bootleg Joe, of course. Cliff was in there. Let me see. Santo 1414. We actually had a pretty good turnout for being a
holiday
Star Wars Savage. Yeah, he's in there.
Wow, check you guys out.
Yeah.
Not
awesome.
bad at all.
I love it. I love it. So with that, thank you, everybody. If you're interested in doing a Patreon like the other people that are doing it, the link is in the description below. We appreciate it. I think we're going to be changing up format here pretty soon with a new interface. So look forward to that. That's happening.
I'm excited.
It's happening.
It's happening.
Always trying to be fresh, right? Always trying to do good. So with that, Bootleg Joe, where can we find you?
You can find me here on the Sarlacc Digest, and you can find me on Instagram at bootlegjoe_760.
Cool deal. Dark Dad 77, where can we find you?
Anywhere that it says Sarlacc Digest on the socials, just DM me there.
Awesome. And Scott Solo.
You find me at The Art of Scott Solo on Instagram and Facebook, or, in our Sarlacc Digest Central Facebook page. It's where I spend a lot of time. It's, one of the friendlier places on Facebook to be.
Very much so.
Nice people.
Very
nice people.
Nice. And also, you can find Ernie and his other shows, and of course on the RLU network, the Toy Amigos. I think they're every Thursday. Check out their YouTube, and if you're into all the latest and greatest of the toys that are happening, I think Ernie will be joining us pretty soon here, so hopefully everything's working out for him and get to see and hear his face again, so it'd be awesome. Also, check out the Red 5 network that we're also a part of and all those other great Star Wars shows. With that, so again, guys, thank you very much. Happy Memorial Day. I hope everybody had a great time off, and remembering all our fallen heroes of the United States. Memorial Day 2021. We're here for you. We're here for the Star Wars Memorial. We're here. We're doing it. Until next time.
Keep it nerdy.